So not too long ago, the trailer for the FNAF Security Breach DLC, Ruin, just dropped. And I gotta say, I'm liking the look of it, and I'm pretty excited. But don't get me wrong, I did not forget how the release of Security Breach went.
I told you it's not ready yet.
Honey, just show it to them.
God, son, that's wonderful.
It released in a totally broken, super buggy, and terribly optimized state. It was so broken that when I first bought the game when it initially released and tried to play through it, I ended up refunding it and not playing it. But let me clarify real quick. I did rebuy it and play through it before I wrote this video. I know how it functions, I know how it works, and now I can have a decent set of expectations for the DLC. That's what we're going to be talking about. This is crazy. All right, let's go. I am already sweating. I just started filming and I'm already sweating. It is so goddamn hot in this room. While I am really excited for the release of the Ruin DLC, I am concerned for how its release is going to go. For example, when I first rebought the game and installed it and tried to play it, everything was white with black outlines, and I couldn't see anything and I couldn't play the game, and I restarted the game over and 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 over, and it still was black and white. I don't know why I forget to breathe when I talk. This is going to be a consistent theme throughout my videos. That instance of it like not working and showing me that, hey, there's still a lot of bugs and a lot of issues with this game has me concerned for the release of Ruin. I understand that you cannot prevent all bugs and glitches. Sometimes shit happens. But when you have as many glitches and problems as Security Breach, it's no longer a shit happens type beat and more of a what the hell happened, can you fix this game please type beat. So with the release of this DLC, I do fully expect it to work. I expect Steel Wool to learn from their past mistake with Security Breach and release this DLC in an unbroken state. I want to believe Steel Wool isn't like all these other publishers like Activision and EA and CD Projekt Red who release all these games in super broken states just because they want to get them out so they can get your cash. I want to believe Steel Wool is different, and I guess we'll see. So let's say, magically, all my wishes come true. Totally unbroken, a super playable state, and it is the best thing ever, and we're playing it, and we're enjoying it, and we're having fun as friends. We love each other, we might kiss, who knows? So what do I expect from the game itself? So speaking in terms of atmospheric and gameplay expectations, Security Breach itself was a very bright and colorful game. It looked beautiful, but it didn't really fit the Five Nights at Freddy's aesthetic, other than a few special instances like when you went under the Pizzaplex to go into the basement levels, or some special instances here and there throughout the game. But for the most part, especially in the big areas like the main entrance and the main like auditorium area, it was very bright, very colorful, didn't even need to use your flashlight, and it was so big I never felt threatened by the animatronics because there was so much space to run away from them, and that is what I hope this DLC fixes. I want to feel threatened. When I play a horror game, I don't feel it to look at all these bright, beautiful colors and run around and be like, oh my god, I'm having so much fun in this Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex. No. I want to feel like I'm gonna die. I want to feel like my life is on the line here. That's why I play horror games. I'm a scared little baby, and sometimes I like to feel like a scared little baby. I like to feel my heartbeat kind of fast, even though it does normally, and I should probably get that checked out by a doctor. The point I'm trying to make here is that with this Ruin DLC, I expect it to hone in on those darker, creepier moments from Security Breach, from the main game. Because when it did it well. Those areas in the basement, like for example, when the endoskeletons were chasing you, but they would only move when you weren't looking at them, that shit was so fun and so creepy. I loved it. I was stressed out my mind and I was having so much fun. And the Fazcade, bro, where you had the three animatronics chasing you and Mega Music Man and all the fucking staff bots everywhere, it was so much fun. I loved it. And the intense music blaring like or whatever the tune was, I can't remember it off the top of my head. All that shit combined was super stressful. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't scary, but it was stressful. And it felt like, dude, I keep forgetting to fucking breathe when I think I might be stupid. It felt like a really good translation of the Five Nights at Freddy's experience into the 3D survival horror genre. And atmosphere-wise, the trailer for Ruin shows mostly broken down, dirty hallways with broken down, destroyed, scary-looking animatronics and more of those endoskeletons. So that says to me that this is what the main focus of the DLC is going to be, because I watched the trailer for both the main game and the DLC side by side, and the trailer for the main game had a lot of bright and colorful parts to it, accurately showing what the main game was going to be. So with this trailer for the DLC of Ruin, I'm hoping they are accurately representing what we are going to be experiencing when we play through it. I'm trying to keep my hopes realistic for this DLC though, because I don't want to get my hopes too high, because if I set my expectations way too high and I get super excited for it, no matter what it is, I'm going to be disappointed. So I'm trying to keep my hopes and expectations realistic. And the reason I'm specifically saying that is because I hope all of you can do that too. I'm hoping we can all, as a community who loves Five Nights at Freddy's, can keep our expectations realistic and grounded, so when the DLC comes out, we can enjoy it for what it is and all band together in how much we love the game and love the franchise instead of just tearing it apart. Unless it's a piece of garbage. If it comes out and it's a piece of garbage, then I will gladly tear it apart, because I am not going to not criticize the DLC just because I set realistic expectations. As a community, let's be excited about this trailer, but let's also take a breather and understand Steel Wool Studios' capabilities and limitations and set realistic standards for this DLC. Now keep in mind, when I'm saying all this, it's not because I dislike the game or hate the franchise or hate Steel Wool Studios, it's because I love it. I love the franchise. I think it's super fun and super cool, and I want it to keep being that way. The first Five Nights at Freddy's game came out back in 2014 when I was 15 years old, and I was introduced to it, like many of you, through Markiplier. I fell in love with it. I thought it was super cool, thought it was super unique, and the lore was super interesting. And I continued to follow the series and buy the games as they came out. I remember being on Discord and even in person with my friends, staying up super late talking about our personal theories, our thoughts on theories on YouTube, streaming the game on Discord for each other, watching the person play it freak out and scream and jump out of their chair. It was a lot of fun, and it was a huge part of my latter teenage years. And this franchise is really special to me because of that. So I don't want to see it become a piece of garbage. I've been rambling on a lot. I don't even know if this video is going to be comprehensible at all. We'll see when I put it in my editing software, but who knows. I want to see this franchise continue to do well, and I want to see Steel Wool Studios continue to make games and get better at making games for this franchise. But in order to do that, they need to be able to take a hard look in the mirror, realize what they did wrong with Security Breach, and fix it. So I really hope they do that. And with all that being said, I really hope this video ends up being comprehensible, because I've just been rambling. I did not follow my script at all. So we'll see what happens. Have a fantastic week, and see you later.